Hi, I'm Riley Wilson for the L2P Network, and today we're going to put the Bose L1 System 2 with tone match and a B1 bass module to the test the real way, the way us musicians use it. We're going to drag it to the gig, set it up. You'll have a chance to see me set it up and hear it. Now I'm at the gig, so I'm ready to unload things. I've got a foam pad I'm going to stand on. I've got a big blue box which has got all my cables and stuff in it, and I've got my guitar. Other than that, everything else is the Bose. Now I'll show you exactly what's involved in setting it up. But all I have here, this is the Bose T1 tone match. I can fit it in my hand. The subwoofer, I've got both of the actual vertical columns, and then this thing right here, this is the power supply and the stand, and I'll show you how we set that up in just a second. I'm playing an outdoor wedding in Central Texas, Hill Country to be exact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up. The first thing that you have to do is you have to pull the legs out. An interesting thing is that it does not work. It won't have power unless the legs are fully extended. So we're just going to set that right here. The client wanted me to set up on the grass, but we need to have some ventilation underneath it. You'll see that there's maybe an inch or two of clearance so that they can get air underneath it because the power supply is right here. I get cords that actually hook up to the tone match, etc., and they store in a little bag there. These are lovely Cordura nylon bags, so we're good. I've got a subwoofer here. Pop this off. The subwoofer has connections on the back for plug-ins, which we'll do. I'll go ahead and set that up right here. I generally try and put the subwoofer on the side closest to the audience. I'm facing kind of that way. Now, we'll go ahead and put the vertical sections up, and you'll see that the whole setup goes very, very quickly. There are two sections, and I've fortunately managed to get the lowest one first. And you'll see it's got a little sort of a grooved out ferrule that just drops straight in here. And then we've got one more side to pop in. The great thing about this system is that it requires nothing other than the cords that you just saw right there. Again, we've got a little metal sort of a clamp that fastens to the back, and its setup is done as far as that goes. Now, the other thing I mentioned earlier was the T1 tone match. This really, it's kind of a small computer, and here, I'll set it up right here, and then the tone match, there's a little hole in it, and kaboom, it's set up. All I have to do is plug in the cables and I'm ready to rock and roll. The system is pretty lightweight. The great thing is that the sound spreads everywhere. It's not loud anywhere, but it's clearly audible everywhere. These are the cables, and they look like a Cat 5 cable, although I'm sure knowing those are probably proprietary. It goes into the back of the tone match. There's a little flat edge to tell you to put that up, and then that plugs strictly into the tone match down here. They've got Nutric connectors, which are really positive. You put it in and give it a quarter of a turn and it locks. Power supply. At this point, I'm ready to hook up my guitar, my vocal microphone, my multi-effects, and I'm ready to go. And once I have everything set up, I'll show you what we're running and how.
Straight into arms, I'll go sailing. It's far beyond the shore, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there. Soon we'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. Yeah! If they free me from this prison, that railroad train was mine, I'd probably
All right, what I've got is I've got the system already set up. As I said, now that it's a little darker, you can see some of the lights on this. One of the great things about the system, as I said, is the speaker sounds go in every direction. So people can hear it no matter where you are. If I want to mute the microphone, I just do that. And the way that I'm running it is really optimal for a solo one-man band. I've got my main vocal microphone over here. And the great thing about these tone matches is it's a computer. I can go in here and change scenes or change settings. I've got it set up to optimize for an EV Endyme 757 mic. Got a little bit of reverb, a little bit of echo. I can see visually with the trim knob if I'm overloading. And as I said, if I wish, I can hit the effects mute if I want to talk to the audience without any reverb. I'm talking to the audience without any reverb. I'm actually doing an equipment review for a magazine, so. Put it back on, and I've got echo. Anyway, the second channel, as I said, I'm doing something with the Variax that allows me to get an acoustic guitar tone, just running it directly off of the Line 6 Variax sound. Then the third channel is where I do the electric guitar sounds. So if I just switch to a, it's all right there. Then I use the sequencer, and again I'm using the iPod Touch with tracks that are done on Logic Audio on the Mac, pre-mixed down here, and they're just run on channels 4 and 5. I can change so many different things. As I said, the tone match is almost a review in and of itself, but I think that probably the best thing that can be said for the Bose system is that it sounds uniformly great wherever you are, whatever the room. It's wonderful having a subwoofer. That really has become almost a standard operating equipment if you want to sound your best on a gig. As I said, my wife loves the system and does not want me to ever consider getting rid of it. And if that's not a ringing endorsement, I don't know what is. I'm Riley Wilson for the L2P Network.